What's up with you guys? It's Eli here. In today's video, I have a topic that was just on my mind and on my heart. I just wanted to share with you guys. Before we continue, make sure you guys like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel for more content. But with no further more to say, let's just get straight to the video. So, therapy does not mean that you're crazy. This video is just on my mind because of how therapy is just kind of shed in a negative light, or just like it's very stigmatized by people who never tried it, or just want to shame therapy, or make if you go to therapy you're weird, or you're this or you're that, without even trying it for themselves. A lot of people would just a lot of people would talk about whatever. But yeah, like I said, main point of this video is to try to break that narrative that therapy makes you weird, or therapy is only if you have like mental health issues. Or I mean, not discrediting that it is, but it's more to that than what people think. It's more than surface level kind of things. But yeah, the point of this video is just try to break the narrative and break those negative, derogative, connotations, and appeal to therapy. Hopefully you guys will enjoy this video. But yeah, let's get straight to it, man. All right, so going into the first topic of this video is going to be: therapy will not fix your problems. You fix your problems. Therapy is not some magical, you press one button and it fixes everything. That's not how therapy works. Therapy is a tool, a resource to help you with your mental state. It's all about what you use it for. I mean, people use therapy for different things, and not only that, but there's different types of therapies for different applications of whatever you're trying to go for, whatever you're trying to achieve. You know what I'm saying? But therapy is, like I said, like I was mentioning before, therapy is not the solution to all your problems. It's not going to just magically fix everything. You have to still put the work into it, but it helps you get there. Think of it like a stepping stone in a way. And actually, I got a video, short YouTube video that I'm going to mention into this video. And just to reiterate what I'm trying to say, it's going to be 6 things you shouldn't expect from your therapist or from a therapy session. Like I said, it's a YouTube short. Just stick around and watch it.
6 things we should not expect from therapy. And the first and most important one is that they will fix all of our problems. Now, the second thing that we should not expect from therapy is to date or become friends with our therapist. Moving on to number 3, they shouldn't be insensitive to your religion, culture, age, gender, race, sexual orientation, etc. Moving on to number 4, which kind of rolls off of number 3, they shouldn't be judgmental or critical of us. Next up is number 5, and we should never expect our therapist to give us unsolicited advice or tell us what to do. And finally, number 6, we shouldn't expect our therapist to pick up calls, answer texts, or do anything else in our sessions other than listen to you, take notes, offer thoughts, insights, questions, or feedback.
So after watching that video, I know it's 6 things, but the first point about what she's saying is about just to not expect therapy to fix, magically just fix all your problems and stuff like that. Like I said, that video was just literally just to reiterate everything I was trying to say. All the other stuff, keep in mind too. I would definitely keep that in mind as you go and go to your sessions and all that. But yeah, therapy is just a tool, a resource to help you get solutions. Anyway, moving on to my second point. A lot of people think that therapy is about mental ill, like it has to be about something serious, something critical that's happening in your life. It's always serious all the time, and that's not the case. That's not the case at all. Every session is not going to always be so serious, intense, and I'm about to just unpack all my trauma and all my life story. that's not how every session go. It is what you make of it, to be honest with you. At least in my experience of me going to therapy. Yeah, not every therapy session is so serious. Some are laid back. Um, you know, you people go to therapy for various different reasons. Some of them could be from dealing with breakups to death of a family member or a close friend or a financial crisis, breakdowns, anything. It's like I said before, it's kind of what you make of it. You know, everybody got a different reasons for what they want to go for. Some trauma, anxiety. It's just a tool to help you get you there. But in my opinion, I would think about therapy as in like a doctor visit. You know how you go to the doctor for a physical checkup every once in a while, you know, to make sure everything's all right with your body, no pain, no, you know, this or that. And, you know, if they see anything, then we need to make adjustments and, you know, we got to check on all that. I would think it's therapy as like a physical checkup when you go to your doctor, but for your mental health, your mental state. Your mental state often is kind of put on the back burner a lot, especially for men. A lot of men don't really value their mental state, which I don't agree with. We'll get back to that in another point. I think taking care of your whole body, your physical, your mental, emotional, spiritual, all of that goes into play. You can't leave one out because it all works together. It all kind of, you know, coincide with each other. If you're going to take care of one, you got to take care of everything else. So I will really make time to prioritize that and make sure you're, you know, not, you're doing well physically, of course, but mentally as well. Yeah, that's my second point. The sessions aren't always so serious. Moving on to my third point, do what works for you. Therapy may be for you or it may not be. It's up to you. At least give it a try. Go a few times. If you really think it's not for you, you gotta at least try it out. But if you're gonna try it out, don't like self-sabotage. Like go like you're going with the intention of not even really trying for real. Like, you know, at least give them a try. Cause a therapist, at the end of the day, they're going off of what you give them. If you're not giving them a lot to go off of, you're not going to get a lot out of it. You know what I'm saying? What you put in is what you're going to get out. If you're not putting any effort in, you're not going to get any effort out. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, we'll get to that in a later point, that I have, later on. But, you know, therapy, like I said, it might work for you. It might not. And also, therapy is not always like a one session thing or it's like a one period of my life kind of thing. Like you might have been struggling financially for a couple of months and you was losing your brain. You couldn't sleep well. You was paranoid and all that. And you went to therapy for a while and then you just stopped. You know, therapy is not just a one-time thing. You can go to therapy anytime. At least you should. All therapies are the same, but it's not always a one-time thing. You know, life happens. Life can knock you down at different times of your life. Like I said, through a breakup, you know, a death of a loved one, close friend, crisis during our lives, breakdowns. All that happens in life regularly. And, you know, therapy is there as a tool whenever you need it. So I wouldn't count it out. And like I said, you can go at any time. You can stop at any time and just continue back. Hopefully you build, you know, a good enough relationship with the same therapist if you really, you know, enjoy that therapist. That y'all were just really close together, you know? So it shouldn't be a problem if you already had a great relationship with your therapist. So, you know, they're there to help you. At least they should be. That's their job. Moving on to the fourth point that I have for you guys is not all therapists are the same. They're not. They're human just like you. Now, you know, you gotta hold them to a standard, of course, because that's their job. But like, what I'm saying, what I'm trying to say is that some therapists out here, and I'm gonna just be honest, some therapists are out here just to make a quick buck off their clients. They don't genuinely actually care about their clients. They just want money. But I wouldn't go in with the mindset like, you go into a session and you just like you have that on your mind constantly. Because not everybody's like that. Not everybody's like that. Not everybody's out there to get your money. Not everybody's out there to try to harm you or hurt you or try to use you or whatnot. I'm just, that's just people at this rate, that's not just therapists, people. Even think about it in a relationship. You don't know when you get into a relationship who you dealing with, when you first meet them. You don't know what their intentions are. You don't know if they're trying to hurt you. You don't know what. But you, yeah, like I said, you don't know what their intentions are. But honestly, my best piece of advice is just to try to find the therapist that you best connect with, that you guys can talk about anything, and, make sure that you're comfortable talking to them, of course, but, make sure that, the vibe is there. I guess I don't know how else to really say it, but, make sure the vibe is there. Make sure the energy is there. Like you know, y'all can have back and forth conversation, just talk for a long time. You know what I'm saying? But who knows? You know, who knows? Maybe this could turn into like a mentor. Your therapist might turn into a mentor or someone, a close friend or something like that. You never know what it can turn into. Although it's like although I know they're there to listen to you and listen to what you got going on and help, navigate how you're thinking about things and give you a brand new perspective. You never know what things could turn out into. Um, yeah, I just wanted to make that point clear that not all therapists are the same. So I will move with caution, but don't move in fear. I'm gonna say that. Don't move in fear. Don't be too scared to try it. Try it out. Maybe it is for you, maybe it's not. But yeah, moving on to the fifth point is going to be what you put in is what you're going to get out of it. I made this point earlier. Any relationship goes two ways. It goes two ways. And or any good relationship anyway, for that matter. Some are just kind of parasitic, but we're not even gonna go there. We're not even gonna go there. Any good relationship goes two ways. What you put into it is what you're gonna get out. If you're not giving your therapist nothing to work with, you're not telling them how you really feel. If you're not telling them problems that you're going through, things that you're facing, trauma that needs to be unpacked, or what you're thinking about on a daily, how can you expect them to help you? They're not mind readers. Like I said before, they're human too. Like you have to put effort into actually wanting help. I mean, that's really kind of step one of therapy. You got to recognize that you need help and then that you actually want it. You got to want it for yourself, to be honest with you. Like I said, the therapists, they're there to help you get to a solution. Think of them like a stepping stone in a way, not like condescending, but like in a way, they're just trying to help you get to your objective, to where you need to be at. Um, and even with this, I'm not telling you you gotta like the very first session, you gotta trauma dump, you gotta tell them everything, your whole life story on the first session. I'm not saying that, but given, maybe little bits and pieces of your story or what's going on every session, just trying to build that relationship up little by little, every session. Because if you're not giving them nothing to work with, you're not only wasting your time, but you're wasting their time too. And, that's not helping anyone out, what I'm trying to say. So, yeah, like I said, what you put in is what you're gonna get out of it. My last point that I have is going to be a little deep. I'm not going to lie to you. I wanted to talk about the Black community when it comes to mental health. Um, this is gonna be a long part. Um, Growing up Black in the Black community, um, I understand like us as African Americans in the United States, we went through immense amount of trauma and fought many battles and just a lot of stuff, even coming back from slavery. Um, but what I'm trying to say, I feel like it's a disservice. It's not man, it's a disservice to not use to the available resources that we have today that our ancestors and people of the past did not have readily accessible for them, without, discrimination or Jim Crow or whatnot. I think it's just foolish to not use all the forms of resources that we can today. I get it. America's not perfect. Racism is still a thing and things of that nature. I understand that's a thing, but we got to take care of our body, our whole body, physically, mentally, and it's nobody else fault. I mean, no, not fault. It's nobody else problem to deal with except yourself. You have to take care of yourself first too, you know. So my thing is, why not use the resources that we have today if we can? This stuff wasn't available to our ancestors in the past like how it is now. I just don't see, I don't see what's holding a lot of people back. And I understand it. Some people feel a certain way about therapy when it comes to money and health insurance and things of that nature. Um, Finding a therapist that you can trust. But even when it comes to therapies you could trust, I wanted to bring up the fact that there's also an increase in Black therapists in the African American community, male or female. If you're a male, I understand, like, at least in my opinion, talking to a female, like when it comes to certain stuff, it's a little kind of like you walking on eggshells a little bit. It feels a little uncomfortable. At least to me, it does. I can't say for all people, but talking to a man like a older guy, at least for me, because I go to therapy. I go to therapy myself, and my therapist kind of like my mentor, to be honest with you. But he's an older Black guy, and he lived way longer than me, twice my lifespan. You know what I'm saying? Um, he went through some stuff that I hadn't even went through, but me and him kind of went through some of the same stuff, so I'm able to like kind of like relate to him on certain stuff. When I'm going through stuff, I could just talk to him, and you like telling me telling me don't give up, encouraging me, stuff like that. I could always call him up, and he's always there to help me out. And I mean, I know that's just my experience, but finding somebody that the point what I was trying to say is just like, finding somebody that you could connect with. There are an increase of Black African American therapists. So you need someone you can relate to because, I understand like every day, every day we walk out the door, it's a risk. Like not only we got to deal with people in our own community on crap and BS and stuff like that, but we got to worry about police brutality. We got to worry about discrimination, microaggressions, all types of stuff, man. It's a lot of stuff that we got to deal with. So I'm just kind of bringing it, putting it out in the air that if you need someone that you can relate with, there is an option to connect with people in our community. Because I'm gonna also point out another thing. Sometimes like family, you can't, even though you could talk to some family, you can't like trust them, you know, or some people would just be looking at you crazy. You tell them certain stuff that's on your mind, you know what I'm saying? You tell your family, you tell someone in your family you suffer from suicide, or not suicide, but suicidal thoughts or depression or stuff like that. Some people just gonna look at you crazy and stuff like that. But with a therapist, they're they're not supposed to, you know, treat you any different, you know, like you're an alien or something like that, you know, because sometimes, like I said, sometimes the people that you very much trust in and that you love, some people just change, you know what I'm saying? They'll just change up on you or whatnot. But the therapist, it's not their job to judge you or whatnot. Like I said, they're supposed to be a resource, a tool to be better, to get better, you know, get you to point A to point B. Where I'm from, you know, um, a lot of people don't take it serious, you know, their mental health. A lot of people kind of stay content in their own mess, you know what I'm saying? They stay content in their own mess, or they build an addiction to try to cope with it. Smoking, I'm not, you know, throwing no shade on any of that. Smoking, drinking, um, things of that nature. Like, in my opinion, where I grew up, people don't deal with their problems. They don't take it serious. They 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 kind of throw it under the rug, not think much of it, just keep going on with life. I mean, that's especially bad with men, you know. Um, this is also for like the other men in the community. Like, it don't matter if you black or this in this case, but you know, men, like I feel like we need to take our mental health serious. We're human beings too, you know. Like we matter too. You know, each and every one of us matters too. And some people got families and things like that. But, you know, our mental space, our mental state, it matters as well. You know, a lot of people, you know, a lot of men don't get their flowers till they die. You know, they don't receive any love like that until they die for real. And that's not fair. You know what I'm saying? Um, that's like I said, that's why this was really on my mind for real, you know what I'm saying? Um, and like I said, honestly, at the end of the day, even if you go to therapy or not, please, whether you choose to go to therapy or not, please find someone you could talk to your problems with. Don't keep your thoughts in your mind. Don't keep those built up feelings, that built up aggression from however long ago. Don't keep that inside, because the more you keep it bottled up inside, it's gonna build up until it can't no more. And you don't know how that's going to look. You don't know how that's gonna look like. It's never good to keep that stuff built up inside. So that's why I'm recommending therapy. Like I said, it's not the end all be all. Do what works for you. Therapy might work for you. It might be sports. It might be music. It might be art. It might be content creating. I don't know, gaming. Whatever it is, find someone you could talk to and you could trust, or, you know, a healthy outlet. You know what I'm saying? Because, like I said, especially for men, like, our health, our mental health, it matters too. Even though the world may say, you know, even though the world might take it as a joke, or it's hee ha ha, like, or we're shamed or whatnot. Listen, I'm for like men's health too. Like, I think your mental health matters. So, you know, if nobody else believe, hey man, you know I'm here. You know what I'm saying? You know I'm here. Hey, I believe in you, man. You know, even if like you go to church and you're a believer in God too, I think therapy is also a great resource, along with going to church and fellowshipping with other Christians or whatnot. I think, you know, if you go to church, go to therapy also. You know, we struggle with sin. Christians struggle with sin a lot. Or, you know, we have a past too. So why not, you know, I think even if you're a Christian or whatever you believe in, you know, I think therapy is a good resource. Other than that, man, I will have all the links and stuff that I did for my research that I did for this video. You know, 'cause I was trying to search up a lot of stuff about this video topic and stuff like that. It's been on my mind. I've been working on it for like the past week. But you know, I will have some links to the video, to the websites that I was researching. I'll also be having links to, you know, therapists that you can find online. I'll have a link. I mean, not link. I'll have a couple of links down in the description. Make sure you guys check that thing out. Yeah, hopefully this might have changed your perspective or changed your mind about how you may feel about therapy. But I hope you guys had a great day. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, make sure you guys like, share, comment, subscribe to the channel, man, and hope you guys have a blessed, great day. Peace out. All right, so starting out, you want to go to psychologytoday.com. Once you're there, you're going to be on the main site. You want to go to find a therapist. For me, I live in the Raleigh area. I'm in Raleigh, North Carolina, but wherever you stay at, there's a search bar, and you want to go there and put wherever you want to, wherever you live at. For me, I stay in Raleigh again, so I'm going to put that. So once you see that, you're going to see a list of all the therapists in your area that you searched up. For me, there's a lot of women therapists, but you can also search for gender. So for me, I could put all men. I could just search for men if that's one I prefer. There's all types of categories and filters that you want to put for insurance purposes or whatever issues you're dealing with, whatever type of therapy you prefer, the age range, pricing, all types of other stuff. So you can basically find a therapist that kind of fits your needs. So just play around with it and see how you like it.